Shalom, all praises to Yakalba Page, double honors to the apostles and the elders of the great millstone. Shalom to the elect. By Shemar-Chak-Wadash, my name is Yakalba from Planet Tables Camp. This is a review on Vocab Malone. Are you unknowingly a racist? I'll name mine. I believe Vocab Malone is a racist, and he says it's hypocritical for someone who believes that God's future kingdom will include a race-based harsh slavery. It's not hypocritical because a hypocrite is an actor. You're misrepresenting what you're saying. Like if I say I'm not a racist, and then I go around and say, well, I say I am a racist, and then when you ask me a question, I say I'm not a racist. That would be a hypocrite. That would be I'm acting. All right. Our doctrine, according to what the law says, according to what the prophecy says that the Lord future kingdom is race-based. His people, meaning pertaining to his own people. All right, that's what the Bible says. So we're not being hypocrites. We're telling you the truth. All right. So a racist will be able to point out another racist, right? That's what they say. I can't disagree with you without being racist. So you would have to disagree with the Hasidic, what brother brought up. Someone here. Hasidic, Zionism, and Jewish supremacy. Yeah, because they believe that they're the chosen people. And they have a term called goyim, what they say means cattle, which it really means like nation. I believe the root word might mean like cattle or a type of body part. Let's look it up real quick. And this is what the so-called J says about the people that are not, them. You look up Gentile, goyim, goya, and goes the root gowa or gowa. People. It means people. All right, a nation of people, a group of people of the same stock. And you go into it, it means back, behind, person's body. See how it's used. Body. All right. So, and they say this word, they're not going to inherit the kingdom. The so-called J, go back, it says if you are this, you are going to be different in the kingdom of heaven. That's what the so-called J says. All right. But Vocab Malone, he's a racist. Vocab Malone definitely is a racist. Let's go to his page. All right. This man right here. This is Vocab Malone, street apologist. All right. So he's a YouTuber. He's does this for entertainment. All right. I believe he runs ads. The history of One West. Like he's constantly talking about Israelites. All right, from 3 months ago. That's his main thing. All right. So yes, let's listen to what the brother got to say.
Shalom Akim, giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Rakak double honor. All right. I was checking out Sanetta's channel, man. Sanetta Studios. All right. And one of the latest videos that he had streamed 2 days ago was a debate. Sanetta's king of the debates. He's the Don King of the black conscious community. And for some reason he always get in Israel involved in his debates. Really because, his channel wouldn't be shit unless, he had someone to debate the Israelites, because, the Israelites are the main driving force on his channel. Okay? And he knows that. And Sanetta knows he's an Israelite. All right? He watches Great Millstone videos. He watches the Apostles videos. He said secretly he learned a lot from the Apostles. He admitted that out of his own mouth one day. All right? But, that's Sanetta's lot, to basically to make money off of debates and, basically, promote buffoonery, all of that circus trickery and all that bullshit. All right. See who can be the best orator and, and just a bunch of nonsense at the end of the day, man. Because really, there's no real edification in those debates, and it's not really helping out the so-called black community, as they call it. They call it the conscious community, all right? Because they're not teaching that our people are Israelites. The only ones who really teach that are the Israelites, or that come on this channel to do the debates. But Sarnet is always bucking up against the teachings of Israel, man. Or he always in support of guys who don't agree with the Israelites, all right, who always want to do debates and all of that. Jakes that think that they're Africans and it's Pan-Africanism, all right, Egyptology, Wahabian bullshit, all of that nonsense, man. Sarnet is in heavy support of that. And, he just gets a thrill off of seeing that, man. But one of the latest joints that I was checking out, right, was this one, man. Like I said, it was 2 days ago. Zion Lex versus Vocab Malone. Okay. It says, who are the biblical Israelites today? That was the topic of the debate. This is like a 3.5 hour video, man. I was checking it out though, and it just dawned on me that this dude Vocab Malone, man, he's just a fucking racist, man. At the end of the day, the dude is a racist, okay. And I say that only because here it is, so-called black people, everybody, the world knows our struggle, right? And if you're oblivious to what so-called black people have been through since we've been over here in America, our history of going into slavery and be treated as second-class citizens, even post-slavery, all right, without people being lynched and tortured or terrorized, tortured and terrorized, all right, by, racist bigots, groups like the Ku Klux Klan and such, all right, then how all of the odds are stacked against us in society even unto this day. Generational curses, all right, generational oppression, post-traumatic slave syndrome and such. We've been through hell and we still continue to go through hell, man. And, our awakening unto the truth of being Hebrew Israelites, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah, bringing us back to our true nationality, is the greatest thing that could ever happen to us as a people.
Right, Vocab Malone doesn't acknowledge that. He doesn't care about our suffering. That proves he's a racist. He never questions the validity of the little hat, whether how are they certified, how are they verified of being the people of the Bible. You can't say that they're the people of the Bible just because they're in the land. I mean, what is his evidence that they are the people of the Bible? And then he never talks about them. All right, so he tries to use a straw man argument. We're racist, so a racist can't say that someone else is a racist. That's his logic. See, he's really a fool. It's hypocritical for someone who believes. So you can't be a racist to say that someone else is a racist. He's changing the subject. Okay, can't just start creating narratives when a question's being asked or a statement's being said. You got to stick to the subject. The subject is, we believe that you are racist. All right, so don't start saying, oh, you're a racist too. So you can't say that someone else is a racist. Hasidic, okay, right here, Hasidic Jays. All right, yeah, they believe the J supremacy, the Zionism, and all that. They believe that they are the top nation on the planet Earth, and everyone else is going to be subject to them. All right, it clearly tells you that in the scriptures, Revelation 2:25 on down. I mean, seriously. So how do we know? We go to the curses, Deuteronomy 28. Cursed shall be thy basket and thy store. A basket is where we store our food in. All right, but you can put anything in the basket, but that's our food, our economics. All right, we have the worst food and the worst economics. meaning we don't have savings, investments. The J, the little hats, this can't be talking about them. Cursed shall be thy basket and thy store. Cursed shalt thou be in the city, and cursed shalt thou be in the field. Yeah, so when we go out to make money, when we go out into the world, we're going to fail more times than we succeed. The little hat, that's the complete opposite. All right? Cursed shalt thou be when thou comest in, and cursed shalt thou be when thou goest out. Yeah, when we are born, then we die. Born with very little to nothing, we die with very little to nothing. The majority, the main part, the majority of our people. Let's go down here. 28 and 28. The Lord shall smite thee, Yahweh, with blindness, it's like with madness and blindness and astonishment of heart. And thou shalt grope at noonday as the blind gropeth in darkness, and thou shalt not prosper in thy ways, and thou shalt only be oppressed and spoiled evermore, and no man shall save thee. All right. So when we were in the land of our captivity, the Israelites were going to be the only nation being oppressed and marginalized. Remember, America is a country of immigrants, and the main people that suffer are the people of so-called Negro, Latino, Native American descent. All the other people come over here and they prosper. There's not a huge community of Indians, Iranians, Arabs that you go, oh, this is where the poor Arabs live. This is where the poor Ethiopians live. This is where the poor, you have Israelites scattered among all of them. These are where the poor Russians live. They're known for being poor. They're known for being stupid. They're known for not knowing. You don't see that about with the other nations that come to America. You see that with the people that were already here, that either went into slavery or that were already in the West with North, Central, South America. We are the Israelites. All right? And thou shalt be only oppressed and spoiled evermore, and no man shall save thee. Thou shalt betroth a wife, and another man shall lie with her. And that's happened during slavery. All right? The slave master tried your wife out first. All right? Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given to another people, and thy eyes shall look and fail with longing for them all the day long, and there shall be no might in thy hand. Yeah, we were weak. Our spirit was broken. You can't say that about the little hat. What did they go through? They went through the little guy with the mustache that was on the opioids, on the drugs, that had great ideas. All right, and supposedly put them in a cage with gas in it. All right. He was one of them. He was that was his own people. That was Caucasian on Caucasian crime. All right. That was he was a member of their own group. All right. Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given to another people, and thy eyes shall look and fail with longing for them. This happened during the time of slavery. We were separated from our families, the children from the parents. This didn't happen to them. They stayed together in a group, in a camp. And what other time were they oppressed? All right? Because there wasn't mass amounts of, say, authentic Israelites going into those camps over there in Eastern Europe. Those are Esau. Those are Edomites. So they identify with the group that Vocab Malone believes are the people. All right? So that happened to them, let's say, one time, if you believe it even happened. All right? They don't fit the curses. All right? And they stayed together. We were separated. So that can't be talking about them. So 32 is impossible to be talking about what the little guy with the mustache did to them in those camps. All right? If you believe it even happened in the way they say it happened. All right? So Deuteronomy 28 curses do not fit. That's how we know that those little hats are not them. All right, vocab. Let's go here.
All right, but you got this guy, this asshole Vocab Malone, man. You know, who, you know, he hates the fact that there's so many young black Latino men waking up to the fact that they're Israelites, man. All right, waking up to the fact that we are the real Jews and that we are the biblical Israelites.
Yeah, the psychological damage that was done to Gad, Issachar over generations, knowing that this land that we walk on is ruled by the oppressor. They think that's irrelevant. That's how wicked these people are. That the land that your very land that you walk on, it has been stolen from you. You can't reap the harvest of the field and not pay taxes. Like they stole everything, the very land, and that's akin to murder, stealing someone's possessions and putting them in lying to them about who they are. You got several groups of people that actually believe that the Gadites, the natives here, are Israelites. James Adair was one of them. He noticed that the customs of the natives here were that of the children of Israel. All right, so Vocab Malone, I believe, definitely is a racist. All right, because he continuously talks about us, but doesn't talk about the little hats, the Hasidics, and the Zionists, supremacy. All right, he only talks about us because he's a racist. He will not talk about the people whom the prophecies don't fit, like Deuteronomy 28. The prophecies don't fit the Hasidic and the Zionist Jays. All right, because they're not really of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob descent. They are of Abraham, Isaac, and Esau descent. So they're not the children of the promise. All right. So what else? We got Acts 13. It says, now there were in the church that was at Antioch certain prophets and teachers as Barnabas and Simeon that was called Nigar. Or you can loosen it up and say nigger in American English. That was called nigger. And Lucius of Cryene and Manasseh, which had been brought up with Herod the Tetrarch and Saul. So we look up a nigger. Nigger means black, all right? Meaning a dark brown skin. All right? A Christian, nigger, of Latin origin. All right? So what else do we look like? We got Ephraim hath mixed himself among the people. Ephraim is a cake not turned. So you're gonna see Ephraim and the other Issachar. They're gonna look half baked, so to speak. Some of them gonna be light, some of them gonna be dark, because of the conquistadors. All right. You were Edomites, so you might have had Jakes among the conquistadors also. All right, but they were mainly Edomites. All right. They were fairer skinned people. And before the incursion of the Edomite Spanish, the Ephraim, Issachar were all brown, dark skinned people. All right, and then even in Mexico today, you have a racism against the darker skinned Mexicans. All right, the lighter skinned ones think they're superior to the darker skinned Mexicans. And they have different classifications. The Issachar brother should know about that. I've seen videos on YouTube about it. All right. Same thing in Colombia, Brazil. It happens everywhere. This colorism thing. All right. Let's go some more prophecy here. We got Isaiah 43:5. Fear not, for I am with thee. I will bring thy seed from the east and gather thee from the west. And so we were taken out of the land of Israel, and we were put in the western hemisphere of the earth, and we're going to be saved from over here. So the great salvation is going to take place in Babylon, America. All right. I would say to the north, give up, and the south, keep not back. Bring my sons from far and my daughters from the ends of the earth, because we're scattered all over the earth. So you got the salvation is going to take place in Babylon, which is the west, and the elect, well, all Israel, because we're all going into the kingdom, the ones of us that are not killed. All right. The Israelites are going to come back and be set in order. All right. Right now, for the main part, most of the Israelites are out of order. Only the elect are in order and coming into order. So they can't fit the prophecies. It says, according to 2022 survey, 44% of Jewish Americans said they make 100,000 or more in the United States. All right. 14% of Jewish people have less than $30,000. That's most of Jake. 24% of Jewish people have $50,000 and $100,000. All right. It says, on average, Jews report higher household income than other Americans, and they call themselves that. But we are the biblical Israelites. They don't recognize us as, or front facing anyway. And behind the scenes, they know that we're the biblical Israelites. All right, but in front, news, everyday life, they consider the Israelis and those their brothers and sisters scattered throughout the world. They consider them to be the real Israelites. All right. So when you see Jews, you'll see that's referring to the pale flesh Jays. All right. And some of them are darker because of race mixing and all that. All right. On average, Jews report higher household income than other Americans. So how the hell are they under the curses? What is the average income of a Jewish family in the U.S.? In 2016, modern Orthodox Jews had a median household income of $158,000, while open Orthodox Jews had a median household income of $185,000. So, and they're considered white or Caucasian, the Jewish people. All right. With their biblical nationality is Esau, Edom. I know we always got to make sure we correct their gross errors on who they are. All right, so they don't fit. So the point is, you can clearly see here, they don't fit the prophecies. All right, they'll probably say, they don't consider themselves white. Okay, that's why I typed this in. 158,000, 185,000. It probably went up. Income. Let's put in 2023. And let's try 2022. Maybe they didn't do one 2023. AI generated. I'm still rolling, right? All right, 40%. I think I looked this up already. Let me go back to 2016 thing again. All right, so there you go. So what prophecy? So that they don't fit blindness, like we can't see. We don't believe in ourselves that we can accomplish things. We got a whole bunch of excuses why we won't move forward or something. That's most people. But no, we suffer from everything that the world suffers from that's negative. So-called blacks, Latinos, Native Americans, we suffer from it the most. It's increased. Everything bad, not everything, but most things negative are magnified within our nation. All right. Cursed shall be thy basket in thy store. Cursed shall be the fruit of thy body and the fruit of thy land and the increase of thy kind and the flocks of thy sheep. Now, we don't have flocks anymore and sheep, but that you would, this curse is perpetual. So the equivalent to the sheep flocks, would be pretty much our money, all right? Because no one really in America, you don't own, unless you own like a business, obviously. But the average everyday so-called J and Israelite, Negroid, of so-called Negroid, Latino, Native American descent. All right, the equivalent to that would be our money and our investments. You put our money and our investments against the J, that's the so-called J, right? It doesn't add. The numbers don't make sense for them to be the people. I go back to it. Okay, cursed shall be the fruit of thy body and the fruit of thy land, and the increase of thy kind, the flocks of thy sheep. So that would be your investments, because you can multiply that and sell it. All right. Now, the Jays don't have, unless they own a business, they don't have this in their backyard, the sheep and everything. But the basket in our store, that food and where we store our food and our money. All right. Let's go back to it. Hispanic 61, black 44,000. 2022. Go to the people that call themselves Jewish. All right, $100,000, $158,000. 23% says 200,000 or more. Okay, so that's why we believe that they are not the people, because the scriptures say, "Thou shalt be only oppressed." Let's go down. Let me see. Oppressed. We got Issachar. It says, oppress, violate, defraud, disenfranchise, as the terms. Sharecroppers. We work for them, and then we got to buy everything from them. Same thing they do with the businesses today. You got to buy a uniform. You got to buy your own tools. So they create a circuit of money that goes back to them. We're oppressed, exploited, crushed, mentally, spiritually, and then you give up, and that's the curse. Now, when you come back to the knowledge of the truth, you become resilient. All right, you still got mental problems also. I'll admit that it's not totally gone for the majority of us anyway. But you do get a sense of strength. You are able to overcome a lot or most of, it's on an individual basis. But when you become Israelite, again, you realize who your heritage. You do get strength, all right, and you believe more in the possibilities of what you can do, So now we're prophets and teachers, so we're not we don't have aspirations of being multimillionaires and billionaires and taking over industries and all that, because we believe that America's going to be destroyed. There's an end to this kingdom, so we're not foolish. So when we woke up to the knowledge of the truth, that's not one of our goals, to be a tycoon in any industry here in Babylon, America. All right. For the main part, we are going to be humble financially. All right. But we're not going to be destitute and poor either, because we got the knowledge. And as you get more experience, that knowledge increases on how to survive, how to make money. All right. And we have the brotherhood. You can ask questions and research brothers already done that came before you. All right. So defrauded. So it doesn't fit. I could just do the lesson on how much money people make in America by race, by group, and it proves that they don't fit the prophecies. So what prophecy in Deuteronomy 28 does? The little hat fit. All right. The Israeli fit. The ones that are scattered in Europe fit. In America fit. We're the ones that never went back to the Levant, because they originated from Mesopotamia. Then they founded a kingdom south of Judah called Edom. All right. The country of Edom, the land of Edom, Mount Seir. That's where they originally come from. All right. So when they went back, they didn't go back to the right land. They got to go a little farther south. All right. So I leave that there. You get the point. They're not the people. All right. They don't fit the prophecies. All right. Let me see. There's a little bit more information. I said, what nation is enslaved the Slavs? So Slavs, I think, might be a derogatory term. I don't know if they call themselves Slavs, but they end up adopting as a language. It says the Muslims of Spain. So these were Israelites. The Muslims of Spain. The Muslims of Spain were Israelites. All right, they came from North Africa, enslaved the Slavs in the 9th century A.D. The term slave comes from the word Slav. The Slavs are a group of people who inhabited a large part of Eastern Europe. They are typically divided into three groups: Eastern Slavs, West Slavs, and South Slavs. The Slavs were imported to the Muslim world through the border between Christian and Islamic kingdoms. From there, they were sent to Islamic Spain and other Muslim ruled regions, especially North Africa. And this is why you see a lot of North Africans, the Arabs, and the, let's say, Negroid-looking ones are fairer skinned, and they're mixed up. All right, and I'm sure they have their own form of segregation up there too. But you see fair skins amongst Arabs and certain Negroid-looking Africans is because of the Slavs, the trading of the, say, Caucasians in Eastern Europe into, say, Spain and North Africa. That's why you see fairer skin. Before that slave trade, they were not fair skinned. All right, but you look at like Morocco, certain northern, certain Arabs, Iran. You see they were very fair skinned. Is because of slave trade, and they took wives of fairer skin. Like the supreme ruler, you see how fair skinned he is, because his ancestor line on his mother's side was a Slav. All right. Here you go. They were traded slaves on the Volga route, which today is northern Russia. Volga route, where is that at? Yeah, so I'm sure some Khazars went in there too. Yep, I was about to say that. Yep. So the Black and Caspian Sea, that's where the Khazar Empire. Oh. Yeah, so definitely some Khazars wanting slavery. All right, and that's where we believe modern Jewry came from. And modern Jewry would be called Caucasian people that believe they're Israelites. All right. So that was just some more information on the some history. And it's just on this we know they cannot be the people of Jacob. All right, because they're prospering. The curse is that we were going to be, the biblical Israelites were going to be poor and stupid. All right. That's definitely us, and that definitely ain't them. All right. So hope you edified. Shalom.